whew, I'm seeing spots. I looked straight into one of my lights in my video setup, and now I'm feeling a little dazzled, which is a visual representation of how I'm feeling a little frazzled, which is what we're talking about today. When you are feeling frazzled and things just keep piling up one after another, oh, it can really drain you and just make you feel like you're close to burnout. Story time. So, this past weekend, couple of days ago, a few days ago now, we had in our area a big summer storm that decided to develop right on top of our county and knocked out the power grid for about 40,000 people, including us, for 27 hours. On a day that had heat indexes in the hundreds. Now, if you're not from a place with heat indexes, when you live somewhere humid, it makes the air feel warmer than the temperature actually is. That's what a heat index is. It's like the opposite of a wind chill. So our raw temperature was almost 100, and then the heat index on top of that, it felt a whole lot hotter, and we did not have power. We did not have air conditioning. We could not open the fridge to get a cold drink of water because we were trying to keep everything in there as cold as possible and minimize how much food we were going to lose because we didn't know how much longer we were going to be without power. And this is a week after our air conditioner went out anyway. Thank goodness we got that fixed. And thank goodness the power came back and the house didn't get too hot. But I spent all weekend worrying and trying to figure out what I could do, what can't I do, feeling out of control. And the week kicks back up. I'm not at my best because I wasn't sleeping well because I was so frazzled from worrying and wondering all weekend long. And the work week starts up, and I feel like I'm adding more to my task list than I am completing, and it's turning into more of a to-do list instead of a ta-da list, which is what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be getting a sense of accomplishment, getting things cleared off of that task list. Sometimes that does not happen. And I'm not sleeping well because I'm so frazzled, which makes me more frazzled because now I'm not as rested and I'm not coping as well. This might be sounding familiar for a lot of you. Goodness, we all go through this, and we really start noticing it when we start hitting that burnout phase, when we start feeling as hot as the summer is feeling out there with no air conditioning. And even a few minutes ago, right before I was about to kick off this call or this video, Tally, my wonderful, adorable fur baby, came up and gave me a good long lap snuggle because she's like, Mom, you need to chill. Here, Mom, take my kitty purring sleep vibes and relax, which was very helpful. So when your pets start going, Mom, you need to chill. Let's bring it down. What are you going to do when things start getting so frazzled? How can you use that energy? Because that frazzle feeling, it's just energy. You can use the energy of heat for things. You can use the energy of wind for things other than knocking out the power grid. You can use energy for so much good things in your life. Or you can let it absolutely wreck you, like the wind absolutely wrecked the power grid. Like feeling frazzled typically absolutely wrecks you and leaves you feeling broken down and beaten down and just a puddle of blabbering goo on the couch. Been there, done that, trying to prevent it from happening again. So, as I help myself, I'm here to help you with that. If you're new to my world, welcome. I'm Dr. Vicky, gentle chiropractor for people as well as pets. I am here to help you and your fur babies be your very best by helping you understand not only how your body works, but also how the mind works, how the emotions work, and how all of those pieces work together. You are more than just one part. You are more than just a body. You are a whole person. And it's about time you start getting real results and up-leveling your life by looking at all of those pieces that make you you and how they all work together. So let's work together and get you up-leveled, get you moving into the life that you really want to be living. That's what I'm here to help you with. So, what does it mean when we're feeling frazzled? Anytime we're having a negative emotional response, three things happen in our subconscious mind, and our subconscious mind is so powerful. It runs the vast majority of our habits and patterns and a lot of our actions. So, what happens in our subconscious mind when we're experiencing a negative emotion? It says, what does this mean? What does this mean about me? And do I want to amplify or avoid this feeling? That's what it does with everything. So if you are feeling frazzled, what does that mean? And what does that mean about you? Feeling frazzled can mean you have too darn much on your task list. It is no longer a to-do list, it is now a to-do list. Ugh. But what does that mean about you? In a lot of cases, mine right now, it can mean that you are putting too many things at top priority level, at the level of this has to be done yesterday, this has to be done right now, this has to be done, period. Not everything can exist at that level if we're going to be healthy and functional. Otherwise, we are going to have a breakdown somewhere. It can't all be the same priority. But what happens is we come at our lives from the level that we were programmed and conditioned as kids by society, by our caretakers, by our teachers, by those in a position of authority over us. We were conditioned and programmed to put everything and everyone at a high priority level. What that typically means is our own self-care is pretty low. And as we start moving through life, eventually a lot of us start realizing, okay, I got to take care of myself too. So now we've got ourselves at that high priority level, but we haven't taken the steps to evaluate or reevaluate what else is up there and what has been up there for all this time. So now we have even more at that high priority level. A lot of times, people who are making moves and becoming high achievers, or who have been high achievers for a little while, but maybe weren't brought up in that identity of being a high achiever and a peak performer, a lot of times they hit burnout because they have everything, so many things, all at the same priority level. And that priority level is high. That priority level is, I gotta get this done now. That priority level is, I cannot go to bed and call it a day and turn off the computer until all of this work is done. And that is not a way to live and thrive. That is a way to burn out. But there is validity to the fact that some of these things that are on your list do need to get done. But we need to come at it from a different level. So what do you do with this? It's summertime. This is the time to prune things back. A lot of plants, if there is a branch that is not producing fruit or flowers that it's supposed to, you need to prune that part back. It is no longer serving the plant. The plant is wasting energy trying to do something with that branch that's not keeping up, that's not fulfilling the plant's fullest expression of itself, and it needs to be pruned back so that the plant then has more energy and more resources to put into the avenues that are producing and develop new branches that are going to be even more beautiful and bring even more to its life. You need to do the same with yourself. Now, what does that look like? We need to prune back what is no longer serving you from the identity of who you want to be. What do I mean by that? Everything is based on who you are being, not on what you're doing. Your results are based on who you are being in the actions that you're taking, not just the actions that you're taking. So If you have been coming at something from the identity of someone who thinks everything is out of your control, that you have to be everything to everybody, that you have to do it all, whew, that's a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for burnout. If you if you have the desire to live life at your very best and keep that journey going up, because it's not just a destination, it is a journey. We're not done until we're done. As we are on this earth, we are continuing to journey upward and continuing to improve our lives. That's why we're here, to make our lives better and to enrich the lives of others. So, who is it that you need to be a fuller expression of your true self, of your higher self? If you're going to step into that level, who do you need to be? Start looking at your task list or your activities or where you're spending your money, where you're spending your time, where are you spending your resources. But look at it like a gardener, shears in hand, from the identity of who you need to be to get the life you truly desire. There are going to be some things when you're looking at it through those new lenses. There are going to be some things that you have been doing or that have been lurking on your list that either you need to be delegating to someone else or you need to get off your list entirely. Start looking at what needs to be pruned, at what is no longer serving you from the identity of who you really want to be. What can be pruned off and what really does need to be done and what really needs to be done by you. Sometimes there's some things that need to be done, but somebody else needs to be doing. Preferably somebody else who you don't have to babysit and who's not going to make more work for you. Should be done by someone else who is an expert and specialist in doing that, so that you don't have to be, so you can be an expert and specialist in what you do, in being your very best. So once we've pruned down that list and we've got it down to what it is that really is what we need to be doing, coming at it from the identity of us at our very best, of us stepping into that higher level, of that higher self. Now that we've prioritized and we've pruned off what's no longer working, now look and see what is the one thing you can do right now, like in the next 10 minutes, if not at some point today, to begin to restore that sense of order and control, because that is going to give you that sense of calm. If you are frazzled, a lot of times it's because there's so much to get done and nothing's getting done, or at least it feels like nothing is getting done. It feels like you are not in control. I'm looking at my pile of dishes right now. If I look this way, I can see my pile of laundry in the other room that needs to be put away. I know there's a pile of laundry in the basement that needs to be taken care of. There's stacks of stuff here. There's stuff over there that needs to be taken care of. What is the one thing you can do right now to start to get a sense of order and control? Because if you can start taking action, that tells your mind, hey, I hear you. I hear all of these worries. I see you running in circles. I got this. We've got this. We're making progress. Because to be able to calm down that worry and that fear, worry and fear is just energy, and it's there to be used. Just like the wind from that storm that popped up, it's energy. It could be used to power a turbine and make electricity, or if it's not controlled and it's out of control, it can be used to knock down a tree on top of power lines and get rid of power. How are you going to use that frazzled energy in a way that upgrades upgrades your life, that restores that feeling of calm, in control, and things starting to get into order. Now, you are not going to get resolution in 10 minutes. You are probably not going to feel resolution in a day. It's not enough time. You got too many things to do. If you're at the point of feeling frazzled, one day is not going to get rid of everything that's on your list that needs to be taken care of. But 10 minutes right now, today, you can start to get some results. You can start that momentum in that direction of restoring control and no longer feeling frazzled because you are stepping in to who it is you need to be to get the life you truly desire. What do I mean by taking that 10 minutes to do something? Use that energy to start to create a sense of order in your environment. They say that you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, either in person, online spaces, what have you. Who you are is also so influenced by your environment. How you feel in your skin, in your soul, is so influenced by your environment. So, a lot of times, some of the easiest and quickest things you can do right now to start to feel more in control when you are just feeling frazzled and like you're flying around in a tornado, poor Dorothy and Toto, is to take 10 minutes to restore some order in your own home. If your nest is in disarray, everything will feel like chaos. So if you can take 10 minutes to do a load of dishes, to put away a little bit of laundry, I'm not even saying put away the whole hamper. 10 minutes, put away some laundry. Or if there's a project that you think would make your home feel that much more like the home of who you are trying to step into, of the identity you are trying to step into, of you at your very best, start on that. One of my clients went through a crazy, stressful few weeks. So much happened, and she was feeling absolutely out of control. She was feeling absolutely frazzled, stressed, and distressed. But she was able to step into that role of who it is she needs to be to have the life she desires. And then look at her environment, look at her nest, look at her home, and go, you know, I'm feeling really crowded in. I need to feel a little more freer and open. I've got an entry closet that has been just this tiny dark thing that I don't want to use. It's taking up space. It's not serving me. I'm going to take the doors off of it. I'm going to take the bar and the shelf out of it, and I'm going to refinish it into a beautiful alcove with a lovely bench and some coat hooks and some shoe storage to where when we come in, we have a lovely place to sit and rest and get ready to relax at home. Or to sit and put on our shoes before we head out the door for the next adventure, and it'll be bright and open like she wants her life to be. Now, did she accomplish that entire project in 10 minutes in one day? No. But she started planning. She started the process. She went home and emptied that closet. What can you do in 10 minutes today to start to reestablish that feeling of your home being in order, feeling in control, feeling like this is the space of the identity of who it is that you need to be to have the life you really desire. So, before we go into point 3, let's sum up the others. We started with needing to prune your activities, your task list, where you're spending your energy and your resources. Prune away what is no longer serving you when you look at it from the level of who it is you need to be to live the life you really want. And then step 2, what is one thing you can do in 10 minutes today, preferably the next 10 minutes as soon as this video is over. What is the one thing you can do right now to start to make your environment more in control, more in order, more in alignment with who it is you really want to be? Lastly, tip number 3, if you are feeling like you are just getting in your own way, goodness knows we all self sabotage. We don't all recognize it in the moment, and we don't all recognize it ever. But if you've been with me for a while, you are already well on your way to up leveling your life and living life at your very best, stepping in to that higher self. So you are probably well aware that sometimes you self sabotage. I do it. Absolutely. I self sabotage because I know I'm going to stay up too late at night because I'm going to have exhausted my executive dysfunction. Whew. That was a little Freud there. But executive function, that thing where you get late enough in the day that you can't make decisions anymore. If I've gotten myself too burnt out because I've been too frazzled all day, doing all this stuff that I don't need to be doing, because it's not coming from who it is I really need to be, then by the end of the day, I'm not going to be able to say, no, I'm not going to watch another 40-minute YouTube video. I need to go to bed. But what ends up happening is I self sabotage myself and I go, I can watch that. I can stay up later. And then I don't get enough sleep. And then I come up the next day, not rested well enough to be able to take on the day. If you feel like you keep getting in your own way and you need some assistance to resolve that, you might be getting in your own way mentally or emotionally, doing some mental and emotional gymnastics with that energy, and it's just leaving you even more burnt out. Or maybe you even have some physical setbacks. Maybe who it is that you need to be to live the life you really want to be living is someone who's active, someone who goes out and plays with the grandkids or goes out on multiple mile-long hikes each weekend, living your best life. But your body is saying, no, 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 no. We're gonna sit on the couch and bitch, whine, moan, and complain and feel bad about not being able to do the thing because no, we're not doing that today, honey. If you feel like you are getting in your own way, physically, mentally, or emotionally, reach out to me. Let's talk on the phone about what it is you've got going on and what it is you really want life to be like, and discover what your next step might be for assistance with that, for assistance in getting out of your own way so that the way is clear for you to step into the life you really want to be living. I'm not quite sure what that'll look like. That might look like gentle chiropractic care to release and ease any restrictions in the body that are physically holding you back. That might look like Reiki to help release the setbacks mentally and emotionally. What's going on up here in your mind and in your heart that is keeping you held back. It could look like a VIP day where we do both Reiki and chiropractic at the same time in the same visit so that we're addressing all the pieces of you, mental, physical, and emotional. Or it might look like I give you some suggestions of what to do on your own. Maybe I'm not the right fit for you. I don't know. But I do know I can help you one way or another, at least with some suggestions of what your next step might look like, whether that's with me or with someone else. I'm here to help you be your very best. So reach out to me and let me know that you want to chat about what your next steps might be to help you live the life you really want to be living. Because you deserve it. It's time to step up and step into you at your very best. Reach out to me. Give me a phone call or a text message at 636-751-3100. and let me know in your voicemail or your text that you'd like to chat on the phone with a no charge phone consult to help you move into the life you really want to be living. Or if you want to scope me out online or you want to book online, book that phone call. So we're not doing all the back and forth. Hop onto my website at completewellnesscc.com. There's a tab at the top to set your consult, so go there. When you're feeling frazzled, ugh, everything feels like it is spinning out of control. And it feels like you are burning so much energy, like the little duck that's paddling like hell under the water and not getting anywhere. It's time to use that energy for your success, for moving you forward into the life you desire and deserve. So until we chat next time, I look forward to supporting you on that journey. Bye now.